Today I have Misery Hates Company with me, and we're going to be talking about our review of the Diablo Immortal update. It's been out for about a week now. We've had our hands in it. We've played a whole bunch of it. We found things we like. We found things we don't like. I figured we'd just chat about it right here. So, man, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is kind of becoming a thing, and I like it. How you doing?
This is great. I appreciate another date with you. Always a pleasure, Echo. But yeah, I can't believe it's already been almost a week now that the update's been out. Very exciting. To your point, lot to talk about. So where do you want to direct us? Where should we start?
Well, I did notice, because I did a live stream kind of popping in right away. It was so much fun, actually. The community was there. It was great. And I noticed that you were doing some live streams over on your channel as well. You had a nice audience, too, which was really cool to see. I guess, well, let's start with the biggest thing, right? Like, let's start with the pets inside of the game. It's probably, or the familiars, as I'm starting to try and transition myself to calling them.
Right.
I'll give you my opinion, then you can give me yours, okay?
Sounds great.
I think that they're pretty cool. I think that it's a really cool feature for a casual player. I don't, because I'm not someone that's going to go and overpay for them in the market. I've seen someone say that they cost up to 250,000 platinum. Which is crazy. But like some other elements of this game, I'm not going to be one of those guys. You know, I'm not going to be farming my gems to get platinum and do that to get these pets, at least not yet. But I have enjoyed just leveling them up to 30. I've messed around with melding, not sure if melding is really worth it or not. And, you know, they're fun. My favorite feature is that they collect my stuff. But that's also my biggest gripe. I actually put a quick video out about it yesterday. That's the one thing that I really have an issue with, is they're not efficient enough. My cat needs to be quicker on the pickup, man. She's leaving stuff behind, and I feel like I have to backtrack, and I just got to speed that up. But I want to hear about your stuff. But before we do, let's take a quick break. I want to pause for a moment and thank Dungeon Hunter 6 for sponsoring today's video. Dungeon Hunter 6 is the latest addition to the beloved hack and slash franchise. It's known for its fast-paced hack and slash battle mechanics, where you can build your character up with unique skills and conquer mighty bosses. Dungeon Hunter 6 offers immersive gameplay experiences for all players, whether you're playing PvE or PvP. They even have guild wars and multiplayer raids. Now the cool thing is, this is absolutely free to play. And what I urge you to do right now is to drop down to the description of this video and check out my link. Or you could scan the QR code that's on the screen if you're viewing it on PC. Dungeon Hunter 6 delivers a unique and immersive multiplayer experience, and it's done on mobile. Check out the number of units allowed on your screen, with still great looking animations and skills without the game being compromised in any way. It's like an MMO. You could play with a ton of players, and you could even do things like guild battles or even fight epic bosses. And you could do all this with your friends. And if you don't want that intense battle, you could even do some casual farming or other relaxing game modes that the game has to offer. Dungeon Hunter 6 features a unique gacha mechanism inside of the game, where you can not only loot and ride bosses, but you can also summon up to 3 of them onto the battlefield that become members of your squad for that battle. You can even shapeshift into them in the late game, where you can harness that ultimate power. There are 6 classes and over 100 uniquely designed bosses to conquer and explore. Check out the latest class, Shaman, which was just released for the holiday season, so now you can be the first to try it out. There are a ton of different unique builds that you can create inside of the game, utilizing a variety of skills that they offer. It really gives you some great optimization and customization. The game also offers a trade auction system, which is really nice when you're looking to get some of those materials or items that you don't yet have. Download the game now for free on both Android and iOS. And again, use my link in the description, or if you're viewing on PC, you can click on the QR code that's on the screen right now. By using my link or QR code, you're gonna get some massive rewards with a $50 value, including 10 summoning scrolls, 1 SSR Lieutenant the Demonic Wolf, and 1 accessory pack. Again, thank you, Dungeon Hunter 6, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so tell us, how are you feeling about the pets in the game?
So I'm glad you asked. So I sort of have 2 different opinions. My first initial impression was the shell shock of like, oh my God, they're amazing. There's so many cool things. They evolve. Like there's like 3 different phases. But then the more I got into it, I was like, wow, I'm never going to see the biggest form. So I don't know how much of everyone knows this, but in order to get a legendary pet, it has to be the aberrant form, which in order to get an aberrant form, you have a 30% chance of getting whenever you combined or convert 3 of the ordinary. And then once you combine 3 ordinary into 1 aberrant at a 30% chance, you have to combine 3 aberrant into what will hopefully be a legendary, which is just over a 1% chance to make it a legendary pet. So at that point, it sort of popped my bubble, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Let's really assess what I'm pushing these pets for. And that's when it's similar to your point. Really, all I wanted to do is be able to pick up my stuff, and hopefully at some point I get the trait of salvation or being able to salvage while I'm out in the world, which I'm sure is what most people want to be able to do. So you can just keep farming and stay out in the world. And that's a 10% chance every time you convert it. So it's interesting. I actually have a pet that I have on the market right now. It is aberrant with a legendary passive skill that I'm selling for 160K.
You're greedy. You are a greedy man. Be more generous.
I maxed it out at 100% up.
Jesus.
But there was somebody selling almost the same exact pet, different version, but with 3 legendary passives for over $1 million, and I couldn't believe it. I did a double take. I was like, oh, it's 100K. Like, okay, mine should probably be around like 70K. And then I was like, wait,
Wow.
There's an extra 0 there. So I couldn't believe there were 4 zeros and then some other amount of numbers. So pets are definitely going for like max plat, at least on our server, and they're going pretty quickly. I haven't sold mine yet, so to your point, I might be a little greedy. But the reason I'm selling
I was just kidding, man. I was just kidding.
Well, if it sells, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to take advantage of that market a bit. But so I was like, what am I getting from it? I'm not getting combat rating. I'm not getting any additional gem slots to be able to get more resonance. I was like, is it actually making me more powerful if I were to min-max my pet? And the true answer is not really. I mean, they do have some decent passives that buff either themselves or the damage that they do. But I do way more damage than my pet. You know what I mean? They're only doing 1 skill on a cooldown. So I actually am going to prioritize selling them for platinum and then getting either more normal gems or more legendary gems. I'm almost done maxing out some of my 2 stars that I'm using for my 2-star build. And then after that, I'll focus on pets once the market comes down a little bit. All right, so sort of 2 different opinions there.
That is, I'm sorry, I was cutting you off there. That is 2 different opinions. First of all, my shop, I have not seen a pet yet.
Yeah, on that one? Yep,
not
I
one
agree.
at all. So you're kind of doing it like the whole charm mechanic. People will buy charms, upgrade them, swap them over, get some free platinum out of it. That's how you're using pets. I think that's probably smart, especially if you could actually be profitable with it. And you could be a heck of a lot more profitable with it than you could be with the charm system. Because then, as a low spender, it can make you more, possibly more viable for 5-star gems, getting a little bit higher upgrade where you wouldn't potentially be able to get there unless if you were more of a spender.
Right, exactly. My goal is to do a full 2-star build, and then after that, focus on 5 stars once I have my full 2 stars completely maxed out. So I'm sort of playing the long game with my account, and right now the pet system doesn't feel like it's giving me enough value, at least at its current selling rate, in order to focus on that. So I still love them. They're super cool, and as soon as I get a trait that can salvage, I will be happy as could be.
Yeah, I hear that. Wait a second. Is there one skitter right here?
There you go.
80,000 platinum. So these 2 legendary skills right here?
Yeah, those are legendary passives.
So 2 legendaries. That's
and
actually
a legendary trait to the right.
This is actually a pretty good value right here, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Now, the hard part though is it has 2 legendary passives which you can use at all times. Right. But then that legendary trait to the far right next to the heart, that you'll notice is inactive, which you have to get 170 of that thing for, in order to get that, you have to keep converting it. So there's a chance that you don't even get to keep that trait during the conversion process, to your point, very similar to the charm system. So it's very appealing, but it's going to take a lot of RNG just to be able to activate that legendary trait.
Got you. Like you mentioned, I think you said it best when you said this is a long game. You mentioned it actually with your gems, but the pet system too is a long game. For me, I'm not going to be someone that's battling it out in battlegrounds, or I'm trying to break leaderboards. I'm enjoying the pets because I think that they're cool. It's something else to grind. I could buy my contracts to get new pets every week, and that's kind of cool. I like it. So far, overall, I think pets are cool. Do you see them being pay to win though? Like, is it going to be a pay to win mechanic? I mean,
I had to say no, only because once you have those original bundles in the shop, and I bought it for a video and so I could see the difference between melding and converting and all that. But after that, you literally can't buy anything. So it's almost hard to say that it would be pay to win if you can't even buy them. So
far.
So far. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. No, I actually think that they did the pets well. I'm okay with there being a super long grind for something. I mean,
Agreed.
this is a game that we want to be around forever. So having long grinds like that are cool, and I'm good with it. So far, pets we're cool with. How about the Rite of Cleansing with the Moonrite Flora? I actually collected enough to fill in all the spots. I did not go with the same colors or do anything for extra bonuses. I just wanted to kind of see what it did. So I probably shot myself in the foot. But just randomly throwing in 5, I was able to get myself 2 legendary pieces of gear and 2 Inferno 4, what are they called?
Inferno Whisper.
Wisps, yes. 2 of those, which was really cool. And again, this is something that's passive. It's just from playing the game.
Yeah.
And it was actually fun how it teleports you into a little battle and then you take it down. I liked it, actually. How about you?
So when they first put this in the patch notes, it sounded like it was a daily grind, and I'm having a hard time finding these, flowers outside of the normal like daily chest that you get. And so similar to yourself, I've only ran it one time, but when I did, I actually hit Rite 2, the Harmony one, so like that middle tier, and I learned that based off how many flowers you get is where you'll land in that sort of difficulty range of 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
And I actually also got 2 wisps, but they were Inferno 5, and I had to do a double take. I was like, I can't even use these yet. Like they're so early. So it was interesting because I was like, wow, I mean, that's helpful in like, probably 3 months from now. But yeah, Inferno 5.
You'll be ready though. I mean, and what are 2 wisps in Inferno 5? Like it's like a fraction of what you need, but still, overall, it's not something you have to pay for. It's something that passively comes, and it's being part of our battle pass, right? So like, it's just we're just getting these rewards. You get it for your first daily, and there's potential on the no, there's no potential. I thought I could get it on the other ones as well. I guess not.
But I think you're right. I think they're gonna, with the new battle pass, I think they'll add some of this to the actual battle pass too.
So the battle pass itself. Yeah. And possibly even a contract for a pet. I'm not sure. But also, speaking of pets again, Spirit Essence is really super easy to get. You don't feel like you could easily level a pet a day, but you're getting 30 right here. You do a couple of Accursed Towers. I've been getting between 7 and 9 per run on Accursed Towers, which has been great. So so far, 2 completely new elements of the game that we've never seen before. We had no idea if they were going to be good or bad. Are pretty good.
Still good. Actually, yeah, fantastic. And they're rewarding the grind, which I thought was really cool. So, I've always been sort of hesitant to run my circles for long periods of time because I get bored. But now that I know there's 2 additional ways of getting rewarded for it, that feels really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's talk about the new zone, the Dreadlands. Now, I've always been a believer that new zones are cool, but there's very limited activity in that zone, unless if it offers you a new dungeon. But really, we all have our favorite dungeon that we can run quickly, potentially get the greens we want. The Dreadlands doesn't have a dungeon, which is fine. I don't think that every zone needs one, but it does. It is the first one that has something that I feel is worth doing every single day, and that's our new tower defense mode, which I think has been actually pretty darn cool. Oh, they're not going to let me get there, are they? These guys.
Oh, you got your shield. The cat helped you out. Oh no.
No, we're all good, man. I'm actually I'm doing a whole new build here on this, so it's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Now, what do you think of the new tower defenses? We just kind of run our way there. Do you like it? Do you think it's worth it? All that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. I love the idea behind it. To your point, it gets you back into the zone. You can't teleport right to it, which at first I was like, well, that was a little silly. But then I was like, well, no, I get to enjoy like the pathing through the map itself, and it's beautiful. The artwork is amazing. Like that's so like the water is so much detail in the water, like it's just so cool. But I think it's fantastic. The rewards are awesome. I don't know if it's guaranteed a legendary every time, but for the last like 3 days I've gotten one, which feels great. And then you can actually, I was so scared the first time I did it to leave, because it was like leave and come back. I was like, I think I'll stay. I don't want to miss out on anything. But yeah, so I think it's fantastic, really awesome. Different way of including us back in that zone every single day, which is awesome. And then the bounties inside it was probably my favorite part, because we had the same bounties for like ever. I love the new zone. It's awesome.
And they did say there were 13 new bounties in this zone, which obviously we haven't seen yet. But it's really cool. I'm not going to do the tower defense while we're here, but I think it's really good. With that being said, it's not true tower defense. It's not really that difficult. You can't hover your tower and see what kind of upgrades you're getting. It's a little bit of a dumbed down version. But with that being said, it's, as I've said, it's kind of like an AFK farm. Like you're
Agreed.
kind of here, you're setting up your stuff. It seems that each day different enemies come from different directions in different orders. So
Mhm.
I've been messing around with different defenses. I was using
Sure.
actually the push defense, the last one.
Yeah, that little gust one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the gust one, pushing it into the slowing one, and that
Oh,
was it.
smart.
Yeah, it was actually
Okay.
pretty good, and it worked out pretty
Yeah.
well. So I found myself able to beat them, beat the 5 rounds.
Yeah.
I go away, and then it's really fun just coming back and being able to
Yes.
just pick up a whole bunch of stuff that was left on the
Yep.
floor. I'll run around. My cat misses about a quarter of it, so then I run around again, and then my cat's gonna grab it all. So.
That's
Um,
fantastic.
I personally feel that the new zone is a win. I think that it
It
really
is.
it looks cool. It seems
Mhm.
to have a location in it. Let me go to it right here that I think could be a decent farming spot right here. The
Yep.
Underdeeps. It's a nice circular area that could do some good farming, which is now going to be completely full all the time since we're discussing it. But I think
Yes.
it looks great. Has a farming area of it, and it has a game mode inside of it that's also pretty cool. So I'm a fan of it. How about yourself
Yeah.
overall? Anything else you want
Yeah,
to
I
say?
I think it's fantastic. The only thing I think I would add is that there's expandability with this tower mode. So if they wanted to make it more difficult with different Inferno levels, where maybe you have to do another 5 levels every day, and then there's like another chest opportunity, or just make it overall stronger. So I think it's a great introduction. It leaves, they did the upfront development to make it, present, and then now it would be very easy to add to. So that excites me as the future.
Something I did notice is that the flamethrower defense,
Mhm. Yep.
it looks very much like things that we've seen inside of the game before. I don't think they like
Yeah.
created something new. I think they just
Correct.
used
I agree.
something, which is fine. But yeah, they could totally add a new defense.
Mhm.
They can make it class. Well, actually, class specific would be stupid because you're not really doing anything. Doesn't it feel weird though, running around and not being able to attack anything?
Oh yeah, I feel naked. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
running around doing like nothing. I'm like, oh my god, this is so hard.
I
But
know.
you can almost play it with one hand, so
Hmm.
that's kind of nice.
It is. Now, speaking of one hand, I have not tried it. Have you tried the new mode where you're actually playing in vertical? That has that even happened yet, or are we still waiting for that?
I think we're still waiting for that. I think that was either the 22nd. It was something, not right away, but that was one of the ones coming down here in a few days.
All right,
Or
and that's
coming
something
week.
else that I think is cool is that they didn't drop
Yeah.
it all on day one.
Yes, yes.
Which is it's already overwhelming. So this is cool.
Right.
How do you like the new gear? I've actually been going with the bracelets. I'm going with the mount back because of the new build that
Okay.
I'm doing. I'm going for, as you could tell, I'm going for like a lot of shielding and preserving life. I even bought a Phoenix Ashes and a Frozen Heart,
Wow.
two that I never
Okay.
thought I'd have.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Look at you.
so
Going for the unkillable build, huh?
I am going for the unkillable build. It definitely sacrifices damage, but I am
Sure.
tired of dying in Heliquary. And
That's fair.
I've committed to not dying tonight. So we're going to see how well
There
I
you
could do. Definitely still missing a couple of gems from the build, but more on that to come. I also don't have the 4-piece of mount back, which is going to be important because we can get the 33% shield on top instead of the 13. But we're on our way, and it's actually a lot of fun. Whenever you get bored, you ever just try like mixing up your build and using stuff you've never used before? It's like a whole new game.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite reasons why I love the wizard so much is that I can keep ideally the same set gear, but then change the entire build in just terms of essences, and there's still some amount of validity or ability to use it still. But yeah, the new addition to the set pieces, I
Mhm.
just got to Inferno 4 yesterday, so I'm pretty late getting to Inferno 4.
Mhm.
Just got my first 2 set pieces down there, so I got Banquet of the Eyes is what I was testing. But yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting here in probably about a month when everyone has several different versions of set gear they can practice with and play with. I mean, there's so many different builds now. I was
Yeah.
getting ready to, like, I had a build video ready to go out and I just deleted it because I was like, well, no, we have more set pieces now, so it's not even worth it.
I know. I actually have a wizard build that was because I'm not I'm not a wizard, but
Sure,
a friend of
sure.
mine shared me his build, and he kind of always shares stuff with me, as do other classes, and I feature them.
Yep.
But same thing. I may still put it out though because it's still viable. It doesn't
Sure.
change everything completely. It just gives you a few more options here with the set pieces.
Yep.
But I think it's kind of cool that you can go with like all 2-piece sets, like 4
Yeah.
2-pieces. I always feel, or I often feel, that the 2-piece is where the most value is. Like when you
Agreed.
get the 2.
Yep.
And then with a lot of them, when you get to the 4, it kind of tapers off. And then the 6, it's
Right.
very rare that you're like, I got to get the 6-piece set.
Yep.
So I don't know. I think it's really cool. I like that we got ourselves another 3,000 combat rating just from that.
Yes.
And
Yeah, what is your combat rating at now?
oh, well, dude. My combat rating's trash, 1,400. But I will say, I've never focused on combat rating. Like, I've
Oh, yeah?
never broken 2,000. I always go for awakening the slots. Like, this slot I have awakened, I just I just didn't put any gems in there yet. We got 3 awakened slots. I don't do PvP. I don't do PvP really, so I don't know that resonance is as important. Which is why when I went and bought the Phoenix Ashes, and when I went and bought the Frozen Heart, I went for the 2 out of 5 star. I was going for what they do versus the resonance, and it wasn't worth the platinum for me. So being not a PvPer, at least at this point in time, that's where my focus was. With that said, I could ask you for a tip right now that is unrelated. Let's see if you know the answer, because I could use the guidance.
Okay.
I have my Phoenix Ashes. It's a rank 3, 2 star. There's a point in time where I can upgrade the stars efficiently, and then there's a point in the upgrade where it's like you just screwed up, and it's going to cost you more now to do that. Where is that point?
For me, it's going in from a level 4 to 5. So rank 4 to rank 5. At that point, it costs a lot more to upgrade your gem to 5 to 6 because it requires duplicates, so many duplicates of that gem. So to me, I get them to 4 out of 5. Like right now, I think you were on that live stream. I got very, very lucky with Maw of the Deep. I got like 4 of them in one day. It was insane.
How did you do that?
I don't know. It was the same day they gave me the partner program thing, and I was like, this is rigged.
What a day.
Yeah. But so yeah, I'm sitting on a rank 2 out of 5. I'm sorry, 2 out of 5 star ranked 4 Maw of the Deep, and I'm just waiting to either get a 4 or a 3 or a 5 before I take it to 5 star.
Got you. Well, congratulations on grabbing that, man. It's an awesome looking gem. It just looks so cool.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. The blue's so cool.
It's very cool. I like it a lot.
Now, I just picked in the market where you can test it.
I did. I did the test. But I didn't see how I could actually test it. It said go run it in Elder Rift. I ran it, but I wasn't sure how to equip it. And I think actually my time with it, if I take a look let's go quickly. I think my time with it is actually up because it was like a 60-minute test.
Oh, really? Oh, I haven't clicked on it
Trial
yet
expired,
trial
see?
expired?
It was only 60 minutes. And when I clicked it, it gives you here, an Elder Rift. But I didn't see how to actually equip it, which is fine. Whatever. I'm not going to use this gem. It is awesome looking. It wouldn't have fit what I'm trying to do. It would have been great to be able to test, but now you have to watch your video on it, I guess. So
I guess I have to make one.
Yeah, I'm forced into it.
There you go.
All right, so other things that we've seen with this update, I think the next one that we could talk about that is kind of a big deal has been Fractured Plane. Yes.
Yep.
I love it. I love it every time that it comes around. It's not a new feature inside of the game, but again, we said it before in our past interview together that it was really cool how they're allowing you to test features. We tested the Blood Knight, now we get a test for the pets. With this being said, taking a look at one of the pets, did you feel excessively strong with a pet in the Fractured Plane?
I almost didn't even notice the pet. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I saw it there, but I very rarely felt any different.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I agree 100%. Yeah, I didn't feel. I mean, maybe the pet saved me once in a while because I was given the least optimal build the second time around for actually completing it. But no, I also didn't feel like, oh, this is huge. Which is probably, I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if it's great that the pets are, I think they're like a fun feature that definitely does have some benefit, but it's not going to be like game breaking strong, which I guess I like. With that being said, I need to finish this. I have 2 more that I need to do. I don't know how much longer I have for the event before it's over.
Oh yeah, you gotta knock that out. Get that contract.
I did one in bed last night, just kind of before bed. What do we have here? The 28th.
Oh, you got time. 10 days.
Plenty of time, man. Plenty of time. Yeah. But yeah, get the contract. Those are always fun and important.
That is one thing I will say is that my hope is that we find out new ways of getting contracts. Because after the weekly 3 that you get, it feels like you're kind of starved for contracts because to your point, we get the spirit essences so quickly. You can almost max out your contracted pets the same day. So I hope there's more ways. I know they talked about adding it to the boon, but I think that was like only one was added. But either way, I hope they add different ways of adding it to the game.
Yeah, I think it is in the boon already. I believe I just re-upped my boon. Let's go and take a look as it's taking forever to get there. We go to services, boon of plenty. You can see right here.
It's on the day 1, right?
1 contract. Yeah, I think that happens on day 1. But yeah, when you think about it, it's $10 for the boon. It definitely got a little bit more value, but yeah, it's only 1 contract. So out of 30 days, it's not the biggest deal.
Sure.
I could see them putting them in different events that we have. You know how
For
we
sure.
get the Telluric Pearls,
Lurk
they're
Pearls.
kind of
Yep.
part of things. I could see them doing that with contracts as well.
Mhm.
Um, what else was in this update that you think is that I missed on? I mean, obviously there's more things coming that we
Mhm.
haven't seen yet, like the gem event. I actually ran
Right.
10 legendary crests yesterday. Put out a video on it today, but
Nice.
I'm saving the good ones, and I still have a bunch more to run for that double event because I want to try and grab something good out of it.
So I'm conflicted. I could actually use your help with this.
Yeah.
I made a video that has not come out yet, running I think 40 of the crest, and I did not get a single 5-star legendary gem, which is bad, but also good. So that means my next 10 will hit the pity of 50, without a 5-star. So, but those are the orange ones, right? So not the ones that are sellable. So either I could save my 10 guaranteed run and run it during that event that we're going to basically get twice as many. So I'm guaranteed at least 2 5-stars. Or I could try with the, not bonded one so I could try to sell it, but then I don't know where I am with my pity. I just sort of conveniently ran into the situation where I had ran 40 and have 10 left. And I was like, wow, I am guaranteed a 5-star if I do it with the bonded ones. So what do
Yeah.
you think? What's the best way for that?
I mean, I don't know if it's the best way, but I will always go with the purples because there's
Sure.
value there. I mean, you happen to
Mhm.
pull a 5 out of 5 star BSJ,
I know, you're
that's
right.
bank right there.
Yeah.
And if you could double your odds of that, even if
Yep. Yep.
I would go with the purple for that event. It's my plan. I don't buy crests. Like I
Sure.
get crests, but I don't buy them. But as it
Yep.
sits right now, I have what do we have? 5, I believe. I'll have
Sure.
another one after tonight for Heliquary. I may buy a few more just so I
Just to
have
get
10.
there.
Just
Yeah.
because just for the odds, right? Just so I could
Yeah.
sell stuff. I have the orbs. I get the orbs from the Boon of Plenty. That's literally the only way I get them. So it may not be a bad idea. I could probably craft one more. I can get one for free after doing the Heliquary and the turn in of the warband stuff. So that'll get me to
Yep.
7. Buy 3 of them. I would definitely try
Run
to
purple.
try to go purple. Now we could be completely wrong. We could get
Sure.
all
Sure.
our purples, and then the next 10 could be reds. We're not going to know.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
wasn't
true.
said. But speaking of what you just said, last
Mhm.
night I did a run of 10 legendary crests, and I unlocked a concentrated will 2 out of
Okay.
5, which is
Nice.
absolutely no use to me. I don't use dash skills like ever.
Okay. Okay.
But speaking of the pity, right?
Mhm.
So that
Yeah.
pity is
Now you
now
just reset your
over,
pity.
but it
Yeah.
was from reds,
Okay.
so we're not going to worry
There's
about that.
still a chance in the purples.
There is still a chance, man. I guess we could also talk about we have the new Heliquary. Have you tried out any of the new bosses yet?
So we had someone in our guild run with us, and we actually ran the highest health 4. I think it's that green boss at the bottom there.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually unlocked a new Paragon tree too with it. So he sort of carried us through
Oh,
that. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it. It was just sort of like, hey, yeah, let's just do this, and then we did it, and he one shot it. And I was very impressed.
were
But
you
yeah,
dead the whole time?
oh, 100%. Yeah,
Oh,
3 seconds in, I was laying on the floor cuddling. It was
that's
great.
funny.
But yeah, so I think the new Heliquary bosses are awesome. I really enjoy the Heliquary bosses. It very much reminds me of like my WoW days when I was raiding. You get everyone in Discord and talk and coordinate a little bit. Doesn't require too much coordination, but there are some different mechanics compared to what it used to be. It used to just be sort of tank and spank, where you just show up and do damage and it's dead. But
Yeah.
you actually have to be not standing bad, which I do appreciate. So I like
Yeah.
it.
I have not been enjoying Heliquary as much, and it's because I'm using a build that's an
Uh-huh.
up close build, and I don't have it built for up close. I have it built for damage. So that's
Gotcha.
why I'm redoing my whole build here, because I want to have fun. Because as of right now, my favorite thing about the Heliquary is this screen right here, because I think the artwork is really cool on Heliquary.
Sure.
But I also do really like the rewards that you get from. You get the 100 battle pass points. You get stuff you could turn in for your warband, and you could buy that legendary crest, which is, in my
Right.
opinion, important every week. I think though we've touched on just about everything. Is there anything that I missed from this update that you would like to bring up?
No, I think we covered it all. Yeah, I mean, we alluded to the different Paragon trees, so that's the only different thing. But not too much to cover there. So yeah, I think we covered all of it.
Yeah. By the way, I did start. Speaking of Paragon trees, I started filling out the champion one. You know what I like
Nice.
about them? That I can go and grab the circles, the ones that are always
Yeah, damage.
always going to work. Get your armor up and all that. They're cool. Overall, to summarize, in my opinion, this was a big win update.
Oh
There's
yeah.
really not much to complain about. I think that the game is in a better place now than it was before the update, which is really cool.
Yep.
And I'm happy with it. And I assume from what you're nodding here, you would say the same.
Oh, I love it. Yep. I think they took out some of the annoyances when it comes to farming. You know, if you were to spam dungeons, now there's a chance that you can get this event where there's a ton of, loot goblins. Same with raids now. So I
That was
like the
fun.
randomness they added in. I think that was huge. And then the pets are great. Good, bad, or indifferent. They're not pay to win yet. And there's from aesthetics, they look beautiful, and you can upgrade them and make them look bigger. So no, I think the whole update is a massive win for the game. I feel like I have so much to do on a daily basis, but not too much where it feels like it's a job. So yeah, I think it's in a great spot.
Yeah, I happen to agree. Again, my only real complaint is that the pets don't pick up as much as I'd like them to. But
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they won't, and I'll still have to turn back. But
sure.
maybe they could just tweak it up a little bit so that we not have to worry about it. But man, again, as always, I really appreciate you coming to the channel. I've really been beginning to get to know you and what you do on your channel,
Yeah.
enjoying your content and your streams. I think you do great work. So anyone that has not checked out Misery Hates Company, I'll be leaving a link in the description. It's going to take you to his channel. Watch a few of his videos. If you enjoy him, subscribe to his channel. Any last things you want to say before we bounce out of here for the day?
I don't think so, but thank you so much, Echo. Always a pleasure working with you.
It's a pleasure, my friend. We'll talk soon. Take care.